Hello, I'm back again. I'm Michael, and I promised you that we'll continue our discourse on lighting design. And we're still looking into the strategies for the illumination of the lobby from the last video. And we're focusing around we're going to focus around the counter this time. And I had a handful of proposals made by some students that were not introduced yet to the if this, then that method. So let's look at the proposal A. Proposal A has a vertical illumination around the protruded sections of the rear wall, pronouncing the surfaces between these fake columns. The counter has a line array of narrow beam spotlights. Proposal B is like before, but with an additional cov lighting surrounding the area we are talking about. Solution C is also very similar, without the cov lighting, but with an additional spot to pronounce the logo in the center of the rear wall. D uses suspended lights for the counter with a similar but less pronounced effect. The walls are not stressed with light coming from the cov around this reception area. E has suspended lights again, here with a wider spread distribution being visible on the counter and on the ceiling, so there is an indirect part to it. No additional lighting is needed to have sufficient light everywhere. F uses cov lighting around the spot for the logo as seen before. For the counter itself, the prolonged tubes are a compromise between the spot in the ceiling and the suspended spots. Solution G shows us lights above the counter, but this time they're moved upwards and disclosed from the perspective in a recessed container. The surrounding walls are illuminated at low levels from the ground upwards. Solution H is based on the previous one, and this time the rear walls are illuminated slightly more powerful and in orange color, which adds contrast to the colder white of the spotlights above the counter. The next is I, which is another development based on the previous one. Here the downlights above the counter have a white beam illuminating a much larger area and the recessed volume where they're cased in particular. The rear wall illumination is blue. J is much as before with a change of positioning and the luminous flux for the uplights. They are white again. Furthermore, some wall washing was added for the smaller walls on the right and on the left side. Well, that were the proposals of this little test. You may like the one or the other more. We could run a test, couldn't we? Or we could run a voting function, couldn't we? If we had begun with a strategic approach, we might have achieved a proper result right from the start. If we analyze the reception area, we can start and look at it from three perspectives. From the user's perspective as a guest and from the user's perspective as a clerk working there. Furthermore, we could look at it from the architectural and the owner's perspective. If you like, go back a few minutes and compare the results. Which proposal fulfills the different needs? Is their proposal superior to the other ones? You want to make a proposal that's superior to other lighting designers? Well, then use a strategic approach. Analyze, define the needs, define the lighting strategy, and finally the products. The next video, I will go forward and we can judge the results and we'll learn how to make good lighting design. Because we go the path, if this, then that. If there's a defined need after the analyzation, then we define the strategy and then we define the product. Looking forward to see you the next time. I'm Michael.